I've been playing outdoors since I was a kid, standing by the front door at around 2 years old, hollering, side, 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 trying to get my mom to let me go play outside. Now, after 30 plus years working in the outdoor business, I'm dropping insider conversations every week with the brand leaders, guides, marketers, CEOs, and others to make the outdoor industry a trillion-dollar juggernaut that drives product innovation, revenue, and public policy for everything outdoors. I'm Rick Sayes. Welcome to the Outdoor Biz Podcast.
Hey, before we get to this week's episode, I want to let you know of a great podcast I recently learned about that I think you'll enjoy. Who Runs This Park? Here is host Maddie Pellman to tell you all about it.
Who Runs This Park is a podcast showcasing the untold stories of people serving and protecting our national parks for over 100 years. I'm your host, Maddie Pellman, and together we'll uncover the stories of national park superintendents that have never before gotten the attention and appreciation they deserve. I can guarantee how you view our national parks and protected lands will change, and you'll leave inspired and itching for an adventure. At the precipice of unprecedented challenges in the Park Service and in conservation in general, these conversations are crucial. Together, we are building a community of park enthusiasts and stewards. Join in by listening to Who Runs This Park wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Today on episode 442 of the Outdoor Biz Podcast, I'm talking with Lava Linen's founder, Mary Swanson. With a master's degree in public health and environment and 15 years of experience in the government and nonprofit sectors, Mary Swanson has now found herself leading the next generation of outdoor gear company. Unhappy with the status quo, Mary, her mom Sheila, and sister Caitlin craft premium plant fiber gear as an eco-responsible alternative to the microplastic shedding petroleum-based synthetic gear found in stores today. And we're going to learn all about it. Hey, Mary, welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good to talk to you. Now, where are you in the world? It's bright and, well, not bright and early, 7:30 here, but where are you?
Yeah, in Boulder, Colorado. So it's about 8:30.
So not that bad. Yeah, not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So let's start off with your first outdoor or travel experience. What was that like? Have you been a long time outdoor person?
Yeah. So I have 4 younger siblings.
Oh.
And we're all pretty close in age. So we spent a lot of my childhood just outside playing. Early on, we lived in an old farmhouse. We rented it from a prominent farming family in the community.
Oh, cool.
And so I had this massive yard. And so one memory that comes to mind a lot lately, especially, is my dad would take us fishing. So we'd walk down the gravel road. I mean, it's probably like a mile, but to us, it felt so far. Down the gravel road, past the pond and past all the fields, and then into the woods, following a game path to the river. And then we'd sit and, he'd get us set up with fishing rods and bobbers and earthworms, and everyone got a root beer, which was a special treat.
Oh,
We
that's a
didn't
treat.
drink much soda. Yep.
Uh-huh.
So you'd sit on the rock and sip a root beer and fish for the day.
Was that in Colorado?
No, in Wisconsin. I grew
Okay,
up in
okay.
Wisconsin.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah. So that's one of the things we did a lot in the summer growing up. And then, we didn't do a lot of camping, but just spent a lot of time outside just generally. So,
How did you get into the travel side of things? What was your experience there? What was your first overseas trip or your first big adventure on an airplane maybe or something?
Yeah. First big trip as a kid was we all piled into the car and drove from Wisconsin to Santa Fe, New Mexico to visit my grandma.
Wow.
And so I think I was maybe 7 or 8, which meant that my youngest sister was 2 or 3. So we had our cooler in the van, and we'd stop at the gas station and make sandwiches. And I just remember my youngest sister sitting in that car seat, one of those horrible car seats then, and just saying, the road's telling me not to fall asleep, and we're all so tired and we just want to get there. And she just keeps on talking about how she can't fall asleep. But so that was to visit my grandma. That was one of the trips as a kid. And then I feel like as an adult, probably the first big trip was to Peru.
Oh, okay.
I think
That's a
with
big
my
one.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we thought we were really doing it I think we traveled for maybe 2 weeks, and, that was hard to get off work. And then we met so many Europeans and people from other countries going, 2 weeks, that's it. That's nothing. Well, you need longer. So that kind of got us thinking oh, okay, yeah, let's make this more of a regular thing. And a few years later, we decided to sell everything that we had, and we left our jobs and traveled for about a year.
Wow.
Heading through, we backpacked through a few countries in South America and then headed over to Western Europe. And then spent the last couple months touring the Western United States, trying to decide where we wanted to live next.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up in Boulder.
Boulder, that's a good spot.
Yeah.
Been there many times.
Yeah. Yep. Our idea was, I was just going to say, we knew we weren't going to be traveling for a while because we had done that, and it was time for us to settle back into jobs for a while. So it was, where are we going to live that feels like you are traveling or on vacation? And so, Boulder won out. We are close to the trails and mountains and so much.
Yeah, great spot. I have a lot of friends there. Yeah, cool place. So what inspired you to start Lava Linens?
Yeah, so it was actually the combination of the Peru trip and then the year-long travel. I remember coming back from Peru and unpacking my suitcase, and everything stunk like wet, dirty towel. And it was because of my microfiber towel. And I just remembered then, like, I'm not happy with it, and I'm not going to buy another one. And that wasn't a problem for a couple of years, but then we started thinking about what we were going to pack for the year of travel. And of course, like every trip that's long and you backpack, you have to really consider everything that you put in your pack.
Every ounce.
And we wanted to be, in so many climates and so many seasons, and to camp and do some long distance biking and some through hiking. And so I had to put a lot of thought into it. And then we realized we don't have any towels and we don't know what to do about it. But I was just not going to travel and have my stuff, all my clothes stink for an entire year. Yeah. So started looking at alternatives, and there really was nothing out there. Cotton towels don't make a lot of sense because they take too long to dry, and they are not antimicrobial. So they also get stinky. So didn't find anything out on the market, and reached out to my mom, who has a background in textile design. And she and I started researching, textiles, and really looking at what offers everything that we want. So the packability, fast drying, naturally antimicrobial, absorbent. And turned out that linen is ideal. And just to clarify, linen is made from fibers from the flax plant. In the US, we often interchangeably talk about linen and cotton, but that's not accurate. So cotton is its own, and linen is from flax. Gotcha. So very different properties. So we learned that, and then it was kind of looking for a product that was already out there. And again, we didn't find any linen towels in the US that we were really happy with, that we wanted to travel with for a year. So my mom made us a couple, as she often does when we don't have things that we need.
That's a good resource to have.
Amazing, because we're all short too. We're all about 5'1", 5'2". And so to hem those pants and everything else, she helped us out.
I can relate to that. Every pants I've ever bought had to be hemmed, even Levi's.
Yep. Yeah. So she and I, got together, made those. And then I think we were maybe just a couple weeks into the trip and just loving the towels. And so I called my mom, I think it was from the Atacama Desert in Chile. Yeah. And then I brought my sister on the phone too. So we had a group call and said, I just let them know that these towels are fantastic. And what do you think about coming together and making them for other adventurers? So that's how it started.
Wow,
and my sister
cool.
Caitlin. Sister Caitlin has a a degree in graphic design. So that's why I brought her in. She's really good with product design and branding.
That's a great team.
So creative and fun to work with. It really is. Yeah.
And you guys enjoy working together too. That's awesome.
Yeah, we do. We have some rules. We all kind of
course.
make sure that we stay within our lanes of expertise and respect, what the others know, and let them kind of everyone can do their thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it works well.
What was that journey like from the idea to the concept? From concept to product. Your mom just kind of kicked it out, and then how did it get to the finished product to sell? That was probably quite a journey.
Yeah, that's where the challenge began, because it was easy to make a towel just that was good enough for our trip.
Yeah.
But to make one that we felt like was good enough to sell to other adventurers that would do the job was harder. So, and we knew that the first product, we really wanted it to be different. And so sourcing that material was challenging because linen is not, especially in the US, is not as common as cotton and synthetic textiles like microfiber. So yeah, we sourced from all over the world, just trying to get samples that whether the weight was right or the weave felt appropriate or if it was soft enough to start with. And finally, we got a sample from France and it just, we all knew this is it. And so that's actually our midweight towel was our first one. So not designed for backpacking, more for car camping and overlanding. But we just thought that it was a really good one to start with because it was so different that it really stood out. And at the same time, it really works.
What made it different? The quality what made a difference? The quality or
The quality, so there's this kind of area in Western Europe where the climate is ideal for growing flax. And so you don't need extra irrigation, just the rainwater is enough. You don't need pesticides. It gets enough sunlight. It's the right temperature to grow tall and strong. And so France and Belgium, some of the UK, Ireland are really known for their flax production and linen production. There are a lot of steps. I think 12 steps from planting to textile, and many of them are done manually still.
Wow.
But what you end up with though is a really high quality textile. And so there's kind of an art and a science. And so depending on where you source your linen, you can tell the quality based on what their manufacturing is like. And then, there was just something about this linen that they were able to get it quite soft for its weight, for its like mid-weight, that is unusual. And so, felt like that was a good place to start. And since then, we've found, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's pretty cool that you researched that and you're using the same stuff today, right?
We are. Yeah, we still have the mid-weight.
Same manufacturer?
Yep. Yes.
Wow, that's great.
So since 2018. So we had the idea of the company in 2016, and then it took us a couple of years to really find the right material and get going. And since then we've noticed the industry has changed. The textile industry generally. They are and the fashion industry is actually the one that's driving the push towards more natural fibers. So there's more out there for us without us having to design a custom weave, which is challenging for a small company.
Yeah, absolutely.
So pretty great. We've been able to introduce a lighter weight and then most recently an ultra lightweight.
That's nice. Yeah. It's interesting too how a lot of these things that you find when you're researching for a small company, it turns out that it's an artisan process, right? So initially it's this really cool small business that you're also working with. That's kind of fun too. Yeah,
actually, our lightweight towels are made in Northern Ireland by a small mill. They've been around for, I think, almost 200 years, but they are one of the few that allows small orders and custom design.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Caitlin, so Caitlin, my sister, created the design as a desert scape, and then they weave it for us. And ship it over, and then we create the towels.
Yeah, I was looking at that online. It's pretty cool looking stuff.
Yeah, really nice partnership with them.
I'll bet. Yeah, but that's the thing too. When you work with these small folks, it becomes a better relationship, I think, in the long run. Because sometimes I'm sure you work with big folks too, and it just gets challenging. Sometimes they have other things they have to do to deal with their business. So yeah.
Well, and the other thing is when you're starting out, there's so much to learn. And so I remember one of the leadership staff got on a Zoom call with me from Northern Ireland to talk about details, just because I had so many questions and wanted to make sure that what we were creating was really going to work out for us. Yeah, it was really impressive. And of course, I mean, it helped us significantly and it set us up for success. And so we'll keep working with them.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a great resource. Yeah. What do you think sets Lava Linens apart from the other outdoor towels and other travel towels? Is it the quality?
Yeah.
Is it the...
I would say, especially when looking in the outdoor industry, our materials, first of all, because we don't use synthetic materials. So we don't use polyester, nylon, acrylic, spandex are all fossil fuel based. And that doesn't meet our standards for the environment.
Good.
Yep. And then I do think there's a place for cotton, but for towels, there are better options. And so there's organic cotton and regenerative cotton, which are quite better for the environment. And they have their place in outdoor gear, and we're going to be crafting some products with them in the future. But yeah, right now we really focus on the hemp, linen, and then tencel lyocell fibers. They're all carbon sink plants, which means they take in more carbon than they emit during harvesting and production. And they perform, they do what we need them to do. So they're durable and meet our requirements. And then I think, so our materials, first of all, and then second would be our very strict, serious focus on environmental footprint. And so it's
that's good.
Yeah. Yep. And it's really easy, like when we first started, instead of asking questions, so many people would just come to us and say, oh, you should, and suggest something like a microfiber towel or whatever else is already out there. And it's really easy to get kind of pushed in a certain direction.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that when we first started the company, we set our values and our focus first, and then we design the product, and we just make sure that we continue to stick to those ideals to keep us headed in the right direction.
Well, there's so many places that they can trip you up too, because it's not only the product, it's the packaging and the shipping and all those things. There's a lot of stuff that goes into, storing and warehousing and shipping. And, so yeah, good for you for sticking to your guns. That's great. We need more companies like that.
We do what we can. Yeah. And you're right. It is a lot of work, and especially for a smaller company, because you don't have quite as much influence, because you don't have the numbers of, the product and
you don't have a big team. It's just you, have, 4 people maybe? You probably wish you had 20 sometimes.
Oh my goodness. I would love that. Yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Did you get to go to Ireland and meet these folks?
No, not yet, but that will be,
that'd be amazing.
That is on our list.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, so the fashion industry and then Europe in general just tends to prize natural fibers more than the US. And so they have some really fantastic fabric expos, textile expos that we need to get to also, to better understand what else is out there and how we can bring that to the outdoor industry.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of good resources when you go to those too, that learn from others and stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
We're all doing our best to reduce environmental pollution, but those gadgets that seemingly eat batteries. There are 10 million alkaline batteries thrown away every day in the USA, and most are landfilled or incinerated. Pale Blue Earth batteries could help you reduce your share of that. Because when you need a battery, you need it now or very soon. Speed and convenience matter. Pale Blue batteries are rated for 1,000 charges and come with a limited charge-for-life guarantee. They are available in size AAA, AA, 9-volt, C, D, and CR 123A. And we've got a special offer from Pale Blue just for Outdoor Biz listeners. Go to paleblueearth.com and use code ODBizBlue15 and get 15% off your batteries today. That's ODBIZBLUE15, and that code is good until June 30th, so get on it. Grab a few for holiday gifts, and get some for your friends and family too. Stop throwing away batteries and money. Go to paleblueearth.com and use code ODBizBlue15. Help the planet survive so our kids, nieces, and nephews can have the same outdoor fun we've had. Now let's get back to the show. So how do you incorporate feedback from customers into the design or the creation of new products? I'm sure people have great ideas for you.
Yeah, they do.
There's some wacky ideas too. I've been on both ends of that.
Yes. We're happy to hear them all, because you never know.
Yep, you never know.
And maybe that first suggested isn't right, but a couple of tweaks and we've got something excellent.
Exactly.
Yep. So we get a lot of messages from customers or potential customers with ideas. We love to hear them, because it is just a small team. And, the way that we design products right now is pretty organic. And we either consider, what we know about the textile first, and then consider how it might work for certain outdoor gear, or we look at outdoor gear that we're not happy with and then try to find a textile that works. And so we have a lot of ideas, and it's all about scale right now. But yeah, one of our favorite things to do is go meet people in person and chat. Mm-hmm. We've done a couple overland expos, which has really been a good fit for our products. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that was quite exciting. Our first one was in the middle of the pandemic. Yep. It was outdoors, and we weren't quite sure how it was going to go, but it was close by, and we thought it's worth a try. Yeah. And we had so many people coming up to us saying, "Oh, we finally found you," because it's a massive place.
Yeah.
And we just thought, whoa, really? You came here, specifically looking for us? That was amazing to us. So had some really nice conversations. Yep. And we still are in touch with a number of people that we've met from those events with different ideas. And if we have time and are able, we have crafted a number of custom products for people too that, fit exactly their rig or what they need for their outings.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So any other developments in the future you can talk about, or you guys, it sounds like you're always on the lookout for, that's smart, for new products and new ways to use the material. Yeah.
Yeah, we are. And, right now we have simple products. We have our towels, 3 lines of towels. And then we launched a sleeping bag liner recently, and we were making those in-house, and we sold out so fast that we are now moving to a manufacturing partner. And so they will have more coming out soon of those. And then I think for the most part, I'm going to say maybe wait and see.
Yeah, I'm going to keep those. Yeah. I always get that answer. A little bit quiet. Yep. Yeah, no problem.
But we do have, we are partnering with Rustic Collective.
I don't know that.
Yeah, they make entirely plastic-free hats, brimmed hats.
Oh, cool.
So they own a patent on that, because you don't even think about what is, under the fabric.
Yeah.
Or, what thread is used.
Right.
So, so we're partnering with them to create a lava linens hat or 2. And that they'll be available this summer. Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'll be on the lookout for that. I'm always looking for a good broad-brimmed sun hat. I had some skin cancer, so I have to stay out of the sun all that I can. So it's harder than you think when you have that in your background. It's like, oh man, okay, I got to get the sunproof shirts and the pants, and it's always tough to find a good hat. So look forward to seeing that.
It is, and I used to kind of giggle at the people who were entirely covered, and now it's like, that's me.
Yeah, exactly.
15 minutes. Yep, and I've got to do it. So I
same. And I've had a life in the sun. I was a river guide for 6 years, for God's sakes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes our hat would blow off, and okay, well, I got the rest of the day without the hat. It's like, oof.
Shoot. And you just can't put enough sunscreen on.
You can't.
Sometimes.
No, you can't.
It just doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much sunscreen you put on. Yeah. Any other partnerships or collaborations you guys have going on, or future ones potentially?
That is an area that we're really hoping to grow over the next few years. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of potential. We're doing, rustic hats, a couple others in the works that, again, we'll just wait and see, that we're excited about. And then we have some sponsorships too, so that kind of partnership. We're sponsoring the boulder climbing community this year.
Nice.
The last 2 years, we sponsored Granite Gear's groundskeepers, who were through hikers and waterways, travelers who picked up trash on their way. Yeah, but we're always open to talking more about partnerships. If brands are interested in incorporating some natural fiber gear, let's talk.
Yeah.
We have a lot of knowledge about natural fiber textiles and kind of what works well and what is kind of coming down the line too in terms of innovative fabrics. There's so much happening. I don't know if you've heard of leather made from orange.
I have heard of that. I haven't seen it or experienced
apple
it yet.
Skin.
Yeah.
Good. Yep.
Yeah.
And same with cacti leather, and then pineapple silk and other fabrics made from banana peels.
I had a guy on the show a while back that was making ice chests from pineapple or coconuts.
Oh yeah. Yep. I've heard of that. And same with, I think, hemp insulation I've heard too for certain kinds of coolers.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. And then how do you envision lava linens evolving in the next few years? Do you think you're going to get a lot bigger? Do you want to become bigger? What are your thoughts on that? It's a whole nother challenge, as you probably are finding out as you grow.
It is, and we're putting together an advisory board right now. So if anyone has experience in any part of business and understands our values and is ready to align with them and help us out, please reach out. Yeah, we need a strong team. It's only us, and my background is in public health. So running an outdoor company is different. I mean, that environmental piece aligns really well. But then also, production of actual products and marketing is a different beast.
And selling.
So we've had to learn a lot.
Once you get bigger and you start selling a lot, then it becomes, the big guys REI comes knocking, or, some of those multi-door places like, they have their own set of rules to get it in and out of the warehouse.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So we want to be ready for that because we do expect it. And I prefer to go big with things. So I'm not just going to hang out. Yeah. And we just need to. We're learning too much about synthetic textiles and microplastics and what they mean for our health as humans and the health of the environment, the chemicals they carry, that it's time to shift. The outdoor industry especially needs to shift. I think it's a very bizarre. The more you learn, the less comfortable it is to be outside in your synthetic gear, knowing what you're contributing to the environment in negative ways. I think we all need to be able to adventure with peace of mind. And so we're offering a way to do that. And there's just a massive opportunity for it. So
it's huge.
We do expect to grow.
Good for you. Yeah.
We hope to be that legacy brand that, kids today grew up with and really respect and acknowledge as one of the first that is kind of pushing the outdoor industry in a new direction.
Mm-hmm. So good for you. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we need to do all those things and buy less stuff. We sell too much stuff and we buy too much stuff. So,
and that's the thing. So it's really easy to say, no more synthetic textiles. And there are so many reasons for that. But if we just shifted the amount of textiles that we're making, if we shifted all of that to natural fiber textiles, we do not have enough resources to produce them.
Interesting.
So we do have to cut down. And that's where, like our gear, we really try to keep it versatile, a good fit, for people who have the minimalistic values. We just want something that you can use at home and work and out on the trails.
Yep, that's cool. That's a good idea. Yep, good. We all need to do that. What advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur if they were looking to start a small business in the outdoor industry?
Oh, good question. I would first be ready to learn. So I hope you enjoy learning because there is so much to it, and just all different aspects, and be ready to reach out and ask for help because there are also so many people out there that have done it and have really good experience that you can learn from instead of making the mistake on your own.
Yep.
That was Rio in the background.
I heard the pup.
She just groaned. I think I've done enough talking.
Come on, Mom, get off the phone.
Yep. This is usually quiet time on my computer. She's wondering what's going on. Yeah. So ready to learn, ready to ask questions. And then I think really important is to have a bigger focus than just producing a product, because you do get pulled in so many different directions from people who have ideas and they want to share them with you and they want to help you, but they'll help you if you do this with them. So to have that focus and bigger purpose makes it a little bit easier to keep going.
That's a good perspective, because it's easy to get distracted. I'm sure you're aware of that. Yeah,
it really is.
And other cool products, and we could do that. Oh no, we don't do that. We got to focus. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
That's good. Yeah. What's the most rewarding aspect of Lava Lens for you personally?
Yeah. Well, I don't move through society just doing things because that's the norm. Mm-hmm. I've never been comfortable with that. And it needs to make sense. If we're doing something, it needs to make sense. Yeah. And so to be able to go to work every day and know that that's acceptable, to not be doing what is normal, but more of what makes sense, and to have that bigger purpose is really meaningful. And of course, then I really enjoy working with my mom and sister too. We know each other so well that we know how to communicate and kind of, where everyone's expertise lies. Mm-hmm. And so that's really fun too. And then just meeting so many people. I am especially excited for the outdoor industry and the number of women in particular that are entering the industry. And
do you go to any of the trade shows?
Yeah, we've done a couple. We did the big gear show.
Oh, cool.
We were signed up for that first year and then it was canceled because of COVID. So we attended the next. And then we attended Grassroots Outdoor last year. Yeah. And then we're kind of playing it by ear this year. We're going to see, maybe do some smaller events.
Smart. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, those shows can get overwhelming. I'm going to shift gears a little bit as we wrap up. A couple fun questions here. What's your favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100?
Oh, that is really hard because it's
the hardest question I ask everybody, I think.
Gear. Yeah. What is under $100? I mean, I have some really old things that I think are probably now under 100, like a Garmin watch that's still going and has saved me on many mountain runs, making sure that I can get back to where I started when I just go out for 20 miles or so. Yeah. Let's see. I recently had foot surgery, so I've found that the best shoes for me right now, especially just like around the house and walking the dog outside and on some easy trails, is the Vibram 5-finger.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I've heard that from a lot of people that tried that out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that it would be more painful and more, because there's not a cushioning and all that stuff, but everybody says, no, it's a natural way to walk.
It is. And I've been doing the zero drop for a long time and running ultras with them. And that all works for me and my build. Yeah. But I'm walking around now with the 5-finger toes.
All right. Good for you.
What my feet are happy with. So and then I did actually, it's not quite outdoor gear, but I just came across a really cool deodorant that is entirely plastic free.
Oh, that's good.
AKT London, maybe.
Okay. Find that link.
Works. It's great. I'm all for, getting sweaty in the outdoors, but if you're with other people, it can be considerate to
exactly right. Yeah. It would be too smelly outside. So,
So I like that product too, but I guess those are my products for under.
Those 100. Are good. I'll look for that. Yeah, I'll look for that. How about books? Do you read a lot? You have a favorite book?
I do read a lot. It's kind of my escape, and also I read a lot for work. I just started and I'm really enjoying a book. Let's see, it's by the author that wrote The Lost City of Z.
Oh, I don't know that. I'll have to look that up. Oh, I can look it up.
Well, that's an excellent story. But
The Lost City of Z.
Yeah, I would definitely read that. And so the author is David Gran.
Okay.
And he just came out with a book called The Wager.
Okay.
And so this one's about an 18th century British warship that wrecked along the coast of Patagonia and their story getting ready for that sail and then how they lived after the wreck. And they did end up returning.
Yeah, like the endurance story.
Yeah. Yep. And so I've heard a couple of interviews, so I have an idea of how the story goes, but his stories are always very well researched and really interesting. So enjoying that right now. And then I would say for anyone who's interested in learning more about plastic in our environment and kind of what that means in the long run for the environment and for our health as humans, our entire food chain, I highly suggest reading A Poison Like No Other. It's by Matt Simon. Okay. And he is really a leader within the journalistic field. He's the one putting the information out there around the connection between synthetics and oil drilling.
PFAS and all those things.
Yeah. He writes a number of articles for Wired magazine. So definitely,
I'll look for him.
Check that out too.
Yeah, Meg Carney did a great series of podcasts on that. Yeah, she connected us, I think. Yeah, thanks, Meg.
Yeah, she did. Yep, she was one of my first podcasts.
Cool.
I was a guest on. Yep, it was awesome. early on. Yeah. Awesome.
And as we wrap up, how can people find you guys? Where's the best place to reach out to you if they have questions? Or I'm sure you have a website, Lava Linens.
Yeah. Our website is shoplavalinen.com.
Okay, cool.
And, we're a small team, so we read all of the messages that come through there. And then we're also on Instagram I think our handle is at Lava Linens.
Cool.
And then also on Facebook at Shop Lava Linens. So any of those ways. And we love to hear from people, ideas, thoughts, feedback. It's really helpful for us.
Awesome. Well, we'll connect you. Well, thanks for coming on the show. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rick.
I look forward to seeing you at a show sometime or something.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Outdoor Biz Podcast. Be sure to visit our website, theoutdoorbizpodcast.com, where you'll find show notes with links to everything we talked about and more. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss a single episode. And while you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or spread the word and tell a friend. That would really help us out too. Be sure to tune in every week. And thanks again for listening to the Outdoor Biz Podcast with Rick Sayes.